Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you made me a little part of your life. And I'm going to make a craft that I'm going to tell you guys it's going to be a little more challenging than our average craft, but the results are really worth it. So I'm going to give it to you to try, and you can do what you like with it. You can do it or not, but I'm going to make it for you, and then I'm going to tell you everything I've learned and whatever I can help you, save you. And then maybe you'll do it yourself. So we're going to take these plastic balls from the Dollar Tree. Now they come in different sizes. There's the little ones and the big though. They're plastic. You need the plastic. You can't use the glass ones for these. Okay. So you're going to need for this, you're going to need one of these balls, and I'm going to use a little white pen. You're going to see why in a minute. This is the Sigma white gel pen. Sigma white gel pen. I'm going to use this to mark a couple things so that things are going to be easier later. Okay. I'm not going to use that guy. I have a little dish here to keep everything from rolling around because it's kind of hard to work with roly-poly supplies, right? So some little dish, or put it in like a tea towel or whatever. I'm going to cut this off because we don't need that. The paper, okay? I'm going to leave that on, but you could totally change this out, right, for ribbon or whatever you want. So I'm going to work with this here. That's my plan. And I'm going to hang on to my gel pen, and I've got a box cutter or any way that you can cut through this plastic. Now, I'm going to tell you the trick. I'm going to tell you the trick up front. It's kind of like a magician's trick, okay? The trick is we're going to cut up around here, like around the top quarter. It's not going to be perfect, right? We're not going to saw it to pieces, but we're going to cut up about the top quarter, kind of uneven, right? And the trick is disguising that line when you put this all back together. That's what makes it look like this. Now suddenly you see why I have snow on the top of my ornament, right? Because that's to disguise the line so that people don't know how you cut it. And in our case, how you got these cute little trailer into that ball, right? So it's like a magician, a mystery magician kind of trick, right? We're fooling the eye. That's what we're doing. We're fooling the eye. I'm gonna just go up around, punch a hole. See? Let me see. And I'm just gonna not worry about it being even, really. I'll show you why in a minute. So remember I said like about the top quarter to top, I'd say the top quarter, too much further down, and you're not gonna be able to get it covered nicely. What you wanna watch for is on the way back to the other side, you want the two ends to meet up. So go slow and see where it's starting to come around. I don't need to pull this out. I don't need to pull that off at all, right? Just go slow. I'm going to make this longer. Watch your fingers. And actually, I'm going to try something. I'm not going to cut it off completely. Let's see if I can get it really close. Let's try. So, I mean, it's really close, guys. You can see. Right? Can you see this? Let me put my hand up there. It's very close. So I'm able to just do this. I didn't do that with the last one, but this actually makes it easier. Okay, so now, see, you can put stuff in there now, right? That you couldn't fit in there before, that wouldn't go through the top. People are going to assume, once you've got that covered up, that you tried to stuff it through the top somehow, right? And it's up to you whether you tell them you did or not, right? But I wouldn't at first, okay? All right, so we have our ball ready, and I'm going to set this here so I can put my things in it, right? And you can do like I did with the little trees from the Dollar Tree, right? Or the little bigger, as long as it's going to fit in here with the top on, right? And it's not too heavy, because you're going to have a lot of weight on this, right? So you don't want it to be too heavy. So the things you choose should be lightish, right? So don't put like a really heavy ornament or something in there, or something really delicate, right? This is just more for fun, right? So like, can you see the cut line there? Yeah, you probably can now, right? See that cut line? That's okay. This is not the cut line. That's okay. That cut line is going to be disguised. And when we disguise it, so you can see it. But I think I like that. So go like, it's only got like maybe a 1/16 of an inch that I didn't cut. And that's how I can open this, okay? You can push it right off and it would break. That's okay too, right? Originally, the first one I did, I just had the top right off. And then I used the white marker to mark this so I could get everything back on evenly. But this is going to make it easier if you don't have the top off at all. Like if you just let it kind of hang there, okay? So I'm going to take this cute little ornament and I'm going to find my scissors. This will work. And cut that off. I want this in here. See that? People are going to be so mystified about how that got in there and how it's staying in there. All right? So, let's see if I think I'm going to put some snow on the roof and just get rid of that. It's going to look like there's snow on the roof of this, all right? So that they don't see that this was an ornament before. See that? I just pulled this off, right? I'm going to leave that. You could try and cut it off. I'm going to grab a little bit of the fake snow and some glue. And we're going to make it look like, remember this stuff from last week, right? We're going to make it look like there's snow on the roof of the trailer. And that's going to disguise the idea. I've got my Mod Podge. That the trailer was actually an ornament once before in another life, right? Again, fooling the eye, right? People are, they expect what they see. They see it and they think, well, that's a cute little trailer. Where did you get that? But they don't think, and they're wondering how you got it in there. That's the main thing, right? All right, so I'm going to take some Mod Podge glue and I'm going to just kind of touch the trailer and here, and we're going to see if that's going to do the trick, right? So I'm going to grab some of this snow, dump it on there, right? Oh, that's cute. So I may need to mix some glue in a little bit on the ornament to just make everything stick, make it a bit more sticky. And give the snow something to hang on to around the trailer, all right? So make sure you get lots of glue on there. And then grab your snow. Just, now see that? Doesn't that look like the trailer just has snow on the roof? And that's what we're going for, right? That's exactly what we're going for. So I'm going to see if I can dry this a bit before, because I wasn't planning on doing this. Surprise! Let's see how it does with that snow. Actually, that is, I'd say that's melting the snow, so don't use heat. All right, so we'll just add more glue. Now, if you're going to do this, I want you to just let it dry on its own. So do this part first. All right. You could also paint that little trailer knob white and it would blend into the snow even better. All right. I think that's pretty good for what I need, okay, for my plans. So I just want it to look like there's snow on the roof and it's part of the Christmas scene, right? Okay. So we're going to be using that snow again to disguise our trailer. So now what we need to do, how am I going to stand this up in there? I'm going to hot glue the wheel and then I'm going to take a pair of tweezers so that I can get it in there and hold it while it's drying. Okay, see that? So I've got the tweezers there. I'm going to kind of figure out the placement in here. Push that back. Yeah. So I'm going to put it back, I don't know, right about there. So we're going to, oh, it did come, no, it didn't come off. Okay. Hot glue the wheels. Hot Wheels. All right. Get it in there kind of quick. You can use your fingers. This is bigger. The last one I had to. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to hot glue this part. So, I mean, it's trial and error, right, guys? You know. I really think I'm going to have to invest in another glue gun. This one is just giving me fits. All right, there we go. Give me hot glue. Come on. There we go. All right, so let's get that in there. Nope, that's not. It will hold, it's just I've got to get it in the right place, right? So, because that's how I did the trees, was hot glue. But you got to get what's touching the ball to have glue on it. Can I get that in there? Da, da, da. I probably just should have stuck to the trees, but I thought I'd get fancy here, right? And if my hot glue gun wasn't being such a cranky beast. Just a second, guys. I got to pull this. There is a problem with the hot glue delivery system. All right, I'm going to pull this. I'm going to get my ugly hot glue gun out because this one is not my friend. Look the same, but they're not. This is my old ugly one. But he's nicer. In we go. Let that warm up for a minute. All right. Where were we here? Oh, yes. Well, see, it is sticking where, can you see where I did get some hot glue in there, right? So the back of the trailer also is touching there. So I'm going to put a little glue on the back of the trailer as well. So where it's going to touch, I guess you just have to take note of where it's going to touch the ball because the wheels are not actually touching the ground. So back here I'm going to glue, and I glued the little trailer hitch, okay? And as soon as I have a hot glue delivery system that's working, we will carry on. So how you been? This is how it goes, guys. I want to craft live with you. I want you to see and understand that it doesn't always go to plan, and you have to be willing to be flexible and work with it and figure it out as it goes, and that is how you learn, right? And I have learned, I've been giving that glue gun an awfully good shot. I bought it on Amazon. I thought, oh, I got a nice glue gun that looks pretty on Facebook. It's been giving me nothing but trouble since the first day. And I had this really ugly one that worked. right? So I guess that's what the lesson should be here is like, if it works, don't be goaded into buying something that looks prettier. If something like this is doing the job, right? So are you slowly starting to heat up? Yeah, so that's a good lesson right there, right? But also, I think in this case, it's somehow gotten stuck in there, and it's just jammed up inside, right? So let's just cut that. See if I can cut that off. Salvage at least some of the glue stick. Is it not my day? It's really cute when it works. Trust me. There we go. Okay, I'm getting hot glue on this one. All right, so I'm gonna just put this back in a little bowl. I know where I've held it against the ornament. I know where it's gonna touch. I'm gonna get some glue on that really quick. There we go. All right, haha, now we got it. So the trailer is in there, all right? Now, if there's any glue, you know, strings and stuff like that, get rid of them before you close this up, right? So, just so you know, I don't need the glue stick for anything more than that. That was all I needed it for, was to get that in there, all right? So let's see if I can get a tree in there, if I can get a tree to kind of fit on in front of the trailer maybe. Maybe on the other side. Let's have a look. I could. You could, right? And this has got, so you can put a couple things in there, but like I said, don't get too heavy, right? That's the problem. There's glue strings. So plan your layout first before you glue anything down. And I could put it up at the front, I guess, of the trailer. Just trying to think of where would be good. So. A pair of tweezers are your friend here. You know what? I'm going to skip the tree. Okay? I don't need it. If you want it, I would recommend glue it to the trailer first before you put everything in. Okay? So that it all goes in one piece. Now, for the fun parts, right? Take some of this snow and sprinkle it into your ornament. Shake it around. Put in like enough that you can see it on the bottom, right? Just, it's, again, you want it to look snowy. Oh my goodness. This is one of those Facebook Lives, you guys. You're either going to learn or you're going to laugh. All right, it's just one of those days. All right, so we got snow. I think that's pretty good. I like it like that. See that? I got some snow in there. Now, I'm gonna put that on there. See, now that the trailer's in there straight up, we're good, right? So, we do not need this. Originally, if you cut this right off, I use this to mark a few spots so I can get that lid back on correctly without a lot of struggle, okay? But since it's not doing, if it's flappy like this, you don't need to mark it. But if you do happen to cut it all off, before you take it apart, use some white lines, mark some white lines so you can tell where the front, the back, the top, and the bottom meet, where they go together, okay? All right, I've got a little bit of hot glue on there I don't want, so clean up whatever you need to clean up here, all right? Yeah, okay, we're good. Like so. Now, like I say, make sure your little stringies are all gone, that kind of thing. And this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need the E6000 because it dries clear, dries on plastic, but it doesn't dry immediately, Okay, so, but that's how you're going to close this back up so that you can hold it up like an ornament. Okay, so I'm going to just actually cut this off for now, just to get it out of my way, and restring it with something else. Scissors. Or I might use that again, but we'll see, right? Anyway, I just want it out of my way while I'm doing this part, okay? So you can see we've got our trailer in there. Now I want to glue it back down, and because I've not cut it all the way through, I can glue it back together with that E6000. So, all right, so I need a brush or a toothpick or something. I'm going to use a brush, sacrifice a brush to the cause, right? So that I can get it on both sides of the plastic, but not, I don't need tons, right? Here's the thing, I don't want it dripping down inside. So I want it just, I'm going to take this, so I've got some on there, right? And I'm going to just go along the edge. This is going to be hidden, remember? But I want to go right on the edge where they're going to sit joined together. The reason I'm using this and not hot glue is because this takes a while to dry, and it dries like iron once it's done, and it's okay for weather, right? So if it gets warm in your house or if it's cold, once the stuff is dry, that doesn't matter, okay? Hot glue has its place, but it's not trustworthy for any time when you're going to be exposing it to the cold, or if you need it to hold like iron, right? Hot glue is good for tacking. Yeah, get these on. So you need to get it right on the edge. I'm not going around the ball, I'm going onto the edge, like right on the edge of, I know it's hard to see, right? But you can imagine like I'm just right along the edge of my ornament, because that's where the glue is going to hold, right? Where it's going to meet, the two pieces are going to meet, and that's going to have glue on it. Now, it's not perfect. I've got some glue here and there, right? And I'm going to close this up and gently hold it, and you're going to be able to see where I've glued it. That's pretty obvious, right? But now you understand why I put snow on top, right? So this glue, it's got a hold, okay? We're just gonna let that hold, and it's gonna, you're just gonna have to let it dry, right? Like this. Don't try and speed it up, but do be generous with the glue. I'm gonna put some on this side as well. Kind of makes me think of contact cement, but I don't think it's actually that. But those two thin little edges need to stick together, right? That is why we need to put it right along the edge. All right, and then you just have to hold it to start, right? Like that. I got a little bit of messy stuff in there, but you know what? It's not perfect, but it's going to be fun, all right? And then we just let that dry, okay? When it's dry, this one has no problem, right? Like it's no problem. It's going to hold and hold and hold. I'm going to hang it up there and leave it for a while. This has only been going, this is about a week old, right? So it's fine, right? Like it's not going to come apart. That's what I want you to think about, right? So now, what you can do, then I'm going to do different on this one than I did on the other one, is you can take some ribbon or whatever you have, right? And you can, while it's still drying, go around your ornament like this, all right? To help it hold together, but also it's just a decorative look. See that? Right, around the center. So I'm going to do that, right? Just because I think it's going to look cute. And this is actually, what do they call it? You guys have seen me use this before. This is actually like fabric tape, right? So, or washi tape or whatever. So I'm going to, but I think it's going to help divert the eye from what's really happening here. You know, smoke and mirrors, right? There. That's going to help hold that closed too, right? I didn't do that on the other one, right? So I'm just doing that on this one, and I'm getting it underneath that cap. See that? All right. It's just for looks, right? I mean, it technically does help hold it a little bit, right? So there we have it. See, it's holding, right? We've got our trailer in there. It's not perfectly straight, but you know, I'm doing this for you live, and we're having some moments, but I'm still doing it for you, right? But our trailer is in there, and now, if you didn't know, you'd be like, how in the world did she get that in there, right? Except you can see the cut line. So let's fix that now, okay? All right, so while that is, you should probably wait for it to dry. I don't know why I think my trailer's moving on his side. I hope not. You might want to double check that on yours, all right? So, but while that is drying, or after it's dry, let's go with that, all right? Get some more of this fake snow, all right? And some more Mod Podge, and we're gonna go around here and up to the ball, up to the ornament top, right? And we're going to stick fake snow on there. And we're gonna mix some with our Mod Podge too. That makes it look a little more snow-like. So first I'm gonna take some Mod Podge, and I'm gonna go especially around the, I'm gonna go right over that tape, around where I glued it. And I want to go over it, like not right to the edge, but I want to go over it so I cover it quite well, like, and look, make it look a little ragged, like a little up and down. So see, I went right over, and you can see it's sort of in the middle. That's what I want, okay? Because I want it to go beyond where I actually glued, so it looks like, well, they'll never notice, right? Because I'm going to be putting this snow on, and that's going to trick their eye immediately. All right, so I'm going to take the snow and I'm going to tamp it on. All right, and wherever I put the Mod Podge, be especially good about tapping it onto your line. So it gets covered. And you'll see what I mean in a second. So you'll have to like redo the snow inside. It's kind of bouncing around in there, but that's okay, right? That makes it fun. I need some more. Okay, so now you can see, now I see what happened. I've got glue inside there. You can see, right, where I'm going with this. So I would let this dry, and I would do it again with more Mod Podge, right? My trailer is definitely leaning. Not sure what's happening in there. What's going on in that trailer, folks? All right. But see what I did? All right, so I'm going to add some Mod Podge and some snow together and use my my brush to kind of make it look a little more, what do you call it? A little rougher, right? Like a little more, I don't know what you call it. Anyway. You just do this and pay special attention to that line where you actually glued it back together, that is super well covered. And you will have an ornament that people will be like, how did she do that, right? So, but yeah, I would definitely wait, let this dry, then maybe go around it again. And you could actually scrape it off of the ball, off of the ribbon. And doesn't that look like snowy? And would you even know that I cut that thing open? Like you'd be wondering how I got that in there, right? And that is the project for today. See that? But yeah, he definitely looks like he's going sideways. I think I have to rethink why it's moving, right? But make sure yours is solidly in there before you close it up. That's my advice to you, okay? So see, and then look at that snow. Now people from a distance are not going to know when that's hanging on your tree how you got that in there. Hey ladies, I'm working on the mystery ornament. Remember the trailer broke away from the glue? So if you watch the video, I show you how to get this trailer inside an ornament like this, right? It's actually not that hard. Then I show you how to decorate this top. Now I added a second coat. I don't know if you can see it, but I put a second coat on yesterday later when the first coat dried, and I put Epsom salts, right, into it to make it a little prettier and shinier and that kind of thing. But like I say, the trailer broke, so it's kind of bouncing around in there, right? Hello, Caroline. This is a second sort of video. I don't normally do this, but I'm working on this right now, and I thought, well, I'm going to show you guys. So my little trailer broke. So what I did, if you guys watch the first video but don't do anything until you've seen it, I tied some string to that first ornament. See, I put the ornament lid back on it. I had taken it off and put snow up there, and I tied some string to it. And now look, look at that. I'm gonna let it dangle in there. So let's get the ornament hanging nicely. I'm gonna have to ignore you for a minute. So let's make it stand up straight and pull that up to, so it's just dangling a little bit. See that? And that's where I want that glue to sit. So I'm gonna have to glue it and hold it for a second while it sets. Then I should be able to. I think that's so fun, right? Now I'm doing this after the fact, so I would put a little less up at the top so it doesn't interfere with whatever you're hanging from. It doesn't have to be the trailer. It can be anything you want in there, right? Whatever ornament you want to put inside. An ornament inside an ornament. I think that's kind of fun. All right. So I'm also going to take this, because I don't trust that hot glue to hold all by itself, and I'm going to wrap this around the outside. See that? And I'm going to glue it again a couple times. Just because, just because we know how hot glue can be, right? Now it's not going to get heated up. This isn't going outside, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. But I do want it not to let go, right? See that? I love it when a plan comes together, as they say. Now, did I show you this yesterday? These things, when you pull them out, I just made a tip for my page, but when you pull them out, they come out like this, all right? But the silly things are like, they're a nightmare to get back in there, okay? Like, right, you'll spend an hour doing this. Well, somebody showed me this. It's actually way easier than you think, or at least I didn't know. So you take the little circle, the loop, and you pull it back, but you don't go all the way. So you're gonna hear a little click, right? And can you see these notches here? See those notches? They kind of stop it. Up, too far. All right, if you go too far, like me, squeeze them together. This is real life crafting, guys. Get back in there. Dang, there we go. There we go, all right. Could probably be wearing my glasses for that, but you know. All right, so basically you take that loop, pull it back gently, it clicks to that point, all right? Get rid of any glue strings, make sure your thing is nice and ready to go. So put that back on where you want it. Now I want mine going this way so that I want it going, you figure out which way you want it to go. I want it to go that way, then you see that it's still up like that. Can you see that against my shirt? It's still up like that. Push that down. And voila, it's done. Just like that, all right? So then I would probably put a little glue on this just to make sure everything's gonna hold. And you have yourself that. Then I'm gonna add a little bow. And I might use this to hold it, like to string it up. Just to make it cute. Cute matters, right? Dull scissors. There we go. There's the better ones. How did they get dull? I keep doing stuff like this. All right, so I'm going to make sure that's on where I want it. Take my little bow. Okay, because once I glue this bow on, it's probably going to stop that ornament top from moving around anymore. There we go. Friday morning live with Kim. Just like I said, this doesn't normally happen. This is like a bonus round. All right, but I wanted you guys to see this so that when I show it off elsewhere, you won't be like, well, we didn't do that one. Not at first we didn't, but we got creative after the fact. Necessity became the mother of invention, right? And there we have it. And she just hangs there in the air like some kind of mystery. All right, you guys. That's it for now. I hope you guys give this one a try. These balls are at the Dollar Tree now, so you might want to run out and grab some because they do disappear pretty quick, right? And then when they're gone, they're gone. So, but get a bunch because you can do so many things with these. And like this is just one. This is just my my crazy mind at work. So, but once you get started making them, man, they're kind of like what is it, like Pringles? You can't just do one. All right, take care of yourselves. Love you. Have a great day.